It's Tuesday, and we're doing a little later today because of things on the schedule. So, and maybe that's a treat for you actually, because it might even work better for your session. Who knows? But we are going to start by doing the thing that we do every morning: have a seat on the block. Today it's all about the wrists. All right, let's take the head back over the hips and allow your chest to lift. Close your eyes for a moment and take a few deep breaths in and out of the nose. Now start to elongate your exhales. When you inhale for, maybe 4, and then exhale for, see if you can exhale for 8. And then maybe the next time, try inhaling for 4 and exhaling for 10. Maybe even inhaling for 4 and exhaling for 12. But what I don't want you to do, I don't want you to strain and force out the 12. Just go to a number that's appropriate for you today. And that may be different from what's appropriate for tomorrow or the day before. Just notice how your nervous system calms with that longer exhale. That's right, you get into your parasympathetic nervous system, and it feels really good in there. One more breath. And then just blink your eyes open. Now we're going to start a little wrist practice. So we're going to start with something really simple. Now, the cool thing about strengthening for the hands and the wrists is that they've done these studies, mostly in Asia, but they've done studies over the past, about 10, 15 years that show that people with more hand and wrist strength have the ability to deal with stress better overall. So that's pretty cool. Put your hands down on the mat or the floor and have your fingertips reaching towards your body. And then just see where you're at. Your wrists might be up off the floor, the heels of your hands might be off the floor. They might be on the floor, it doesn't matter, but just see where you're at with this stretch. And I do a lot of wrist exercises. So my wrists are pretty open. Now I'm going to take my palms and just flip them up so that the palms are facing up towards the ceiling. I'm going to keep weight in the back of the hand and start to shift my body weight right and left. So you get a little extra over here, you get a little extra over there. And you're breathing in and out of your nose. And I just want you to stay with me here because even though this doesn't feel amazing all the time while you're doing it, sometimes it feels a little stiff or tight. Listen, bring the fingers toward each other and do this again. But in the end, it gives you relief. All right, now we're going to take the palm up, fingers facing away from each other. This is a more challenging one, so I feel like I always take my weight back a little bit. I put less weight in the hand than the wrist on this variation. Keep breathing in and out of your nose. And now, as I come out of this, I'm going to relax back into this position, which is going to feel way more open and more relaxed now. So take a breath here. And then gently come out. All right, so that's a little decompression, decompression exercise. So if you use your hands a lot, even if it's just like, now when I go to work and I work on the computer all day and a mouse and the computer, even that has a tendency to, close up the wrists and the carpal tunnels and the wrists. So for this next exercise, we're going to do a little strengthening. We're going to take the fingers and we're going to curl them all the way in and we're going to curl them all the way out. We're going to curl them all the way in and all the way out. And we're going to go as fast as we possibly can. While lifting the chest and breathing. And go as fast as you can, but don't sacrifice the curling in and out of the fingers. We want that curling in and out of the fingers, as you probably are noticing. You're getting tired in the forearms. Let's go ahead and relax and take a breath. And if you think about your hand doesn't have much muscle in it at all. So what controls these digits? Your muscles in the forearms, right? Take them up again and go all the way in and all the way out. We're gonna get tired pretty quick here. So we're only gonna be here for a couple of breaths. One more inhale. And relax and shake it out. A couple of ways to shake the wrists. 1, like this. 2, like this. One is kind of like, I heard somebody call this crazy bunny, right? It's like fluffy bunny ears. And then the other one is like the flick, like the flick. Right. Relax. All right, take a breath. Very good, very good. Okay, so now that we know that the fingers are controlled by these muscles, just go ahead and take your hand and wrap it around your forearm, kind of up close to the elbow, and then start to move your fingers around, maybe like you're pianoing or typing or curling in and kind of moving around. You can really feel there's a muscle connected to each one of these fingers. And we're going to pay attention to those different muscles. So we're going to come off the block and come into a hands and knees position. This next, straight here. So the first one is going to be palm push-ups. Now the only thing lifting and lowering are the palms. They're lifting up and they're coming back down. All 10 fingers are on the floor. Even the thumb, even though some of the thumb comes up, but most of the thumb stays on the floor. Now, move your chest, just your chest, a little bit forward toward the front edge of the mat. And notice how that makes this exercise more difficult. So where do you want to be? Goldilocks has the answer, right? She's been doing the testing. But we have palms lifting up, and you want to be able to lift them at the same time. So if your chest goes far forward toward the front edge of the mountain, you have to one and then the other, or they kind of drop without control. You've gone too far. But if you can lift them both with challenge, up and down, that's what you want. Now we're doing tiger claw push-ups next. So tiger claws. Go up to your fingertips. Tiger claw, fingertip push-ups. Again, take your chest forward for more. Breathe in out your nose. And you'll get a sense of the muscles that are working for this. One more. And relax. And again, shake it out however you would prefer to shake your wrists. Yes. Well, some people are like, oh, but Alice, my wrists hurt. I don't want to put weight on my wrists. Guess what? Well, if you know me, I've come from a lot of injuries, which has completely informed this whole biomechanics study and the methods that we use here. And one of the things I'll tell you is that this wrist has been injured before. Not a bad injury, but it's just been painful, a little off kilter. And I had to, kind of pop it back in place and work with a little strength. I got really weak, so I worked with a lot of strength over here to get back to being strong and stable, trustworthy, all those things. So one of the things that I notice is like if I'm doing a consistent handstand practice, my wrists don't hurt. But if I'm not handstanding, guess what? My wrists hurt. So we need to put a little pressure on the wrists in an open palm method. And so even just coming onto your hands and knees, especially for someone in pain, is a good beginning. And you start to shift your weight forward and you push through your fingertips and push your body back. And then push through the heels of the hands to pull your body forward and then push through the fingertips to push you back. This is a very legit exercise for someone dealing with wrist pain and trying to be able to get a little bit of weight onto their hands. Now, why in the heck would we even want to do that? Isn't it okay to just not put our hands on the floor? Well, let's say you fall down. It's going to be difficult getting up if you can't put your hands on the floor. Think of many things we do, that we want to do, maybe even you want to just be able to get into a plank and put your hands on the floor. Maybe you want to strengthen your wrists. So let's take this up a notch. So let's say you want to develop your wrist strength in an open palm position on the floor. So I recommend doing something like coming into a forward fold. You guys know our forward fold, where we bend our knees and rest the ribs on the thighs. You put your palms flat on the floor. You can bend as much as you need to get in there. And put a little weight into your palms. Make sure your elbows do not wing out, but that they reach back towards your ankles. And you might put enough weight in your hands so that as you're pitching forward, your heels start to pop up. And then you push out. And you can even play with the weight into the fingertips. And then take your fingertips and push yourself back into the wrists, into the heels of the hands. And just put some weight in there. Let's say you want to take this up another notch. Guess what? You can put your feet on blocks. And weight in the hands. And then if you think, oh, but I'd like more, these blocks are 3-dimensional. That means you have 3 options for pressure in the hands. You can shift your weight from side to side here. Oh, but I'd really like to go into the handstand. Then we can work on that. You know, I might go up here against the wall and do a little handstand. So all of those options are available, and you will build strength. And over time, if you want to build strength, you'll be able to do that, but you might need to start at that first variation. So those are some of the variations. Let's have a seat on the floor. Now let's say, okay, well, but what about decompression? A couple of things, maybe 2 things for decompression. The first one is we're going to decompress the carpal tunnels. So when you type or you scroll or mouse, all those things. Oh, you know who gets us a lot? Bakers with the whisk, get a lot of that. So this is kind of an antidote for it. And you can do this as preventive. If you know you have one of those jobs, you just want to prevent it. Or, hey, I just want my wrists to feel amazing. Stick your forearm in your knee bit. Now, I want you to specifically get your heels up so that you have a lot of pressure in your forearm. It feels like you're squeezing all the blood out of your forearm. That's how it should feel. Here we go. Open palm, relax. Open palm, relax. Open palm, relax. Open palm, relax. Do that a few more times. Extending the fingers might feel a little funky, feel a little awkward or weird. I used to have that sensation when we open the hand. That is opening up the carpal tunnels. Take a couple of breaths. And release. In fact, I had a client, she was gonna have hand surgery. And we worked together. And so she repeated all the exercises for like a week and then ended up canceling her hand surgery. Isn't that incredible? I just feel like people like that are amazing, right? Let's do this other side. Extend and relax. And this was one of the exercises I gave her. Extend and relax. few more of these. Last one. And then just feel. So if you don't have painful wrists, that certainly does open up a whole lot. You've got fresh oxygenated blood now rushing to your forearms, which is pretty cool. All right. All right, we're gonna do one more wrist exercise here. This one's gonna be, well, it's a funny exercise, right? We're gonna take the first two fingers, we're gonna wrap them around your big toe. There's nothing that says that you need to have straight legs, so you can have as bent of a leg as you wish. But I want you to imagine that you're hanging off the monkey bars. And you're hanging on with these two fingers, your big toe being a monkey bar. You're just gonna open your palm and let your fingers slip down to that last knuckle. And so you're just really hanging on. You've got a almost straight hand here. And you can feel some decompression here in the forearm. And breathe. Now we're going to switch to the middle finger and the ring finger. Again, hang, hang. This is a fantastic one. I love this one so much. All right, these two, last two, these are the ones that are more challenging. Just hang it off. Take a breath. And then relax out. All right, you can shake out your hand again. We're going to move to that second side. Decompression here, hanging off. If you have a bar or something at home, in your backyard, that you can hang off of, it'll work just as well. And you want to stick your leg up in the air, but most of us are right here, right now, and this is working. All right, second two finger, middle two fingers. Long finger and the ring finger. Breathe. And then the last two. And then come out and have a seat, preferably on a block, and take a breath. Now, if you do have wrist pain, or, like in my 30s, I started to notice that my wrists got weaker when just, picking up like a heavy pan. And I started to do some strengthening exercises. I strengthened immediately. I don't have any trouble anymore. Let's see, I'm almost 48 now, so. It's been a while, but I do wrist care consistently. Close your eyes and take a breath. In the nose, out through the nose. In through the nose. And a longer exhale through the nose. Now let's talk about the word consistently for a minute. Consistently can be every day. Consistently can also mean once a week. Or even once a month. And if you have wrist pain, daily is preferable. But consistently means consistently. Weekly, bi-weekly, 3 times a week, whatever that looks like for you. Take one last breath together. And I invite you to just sit with closed eyes and watch your thoughts for a few minutes. Just notice them. Like an observer. Just observe your thoughts. I'll let you rest here. And as always, it's a pleasure being with you. Thanks for joining me for this wrist practice. I find wrist work so fun and a little bit different. We don't always think to exercise our wrists, but how lovely. I'll catch you next time. Bye.